United Nations, working hard for you and me, supporting communities and making a better place. United Nations.
This is We the People's Conversations with the United Nations in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Faine Richards. Good to be with you again. I'm going to share with you the names of some varieties of a very important root crop here in T&T. Try to guess which crop I'm referring to. Butterstick, Pickney Muma, MX, Maracas Blackstick. Do they sound familiar? Well, these are the colorful names for different varieties of cassava. Cassava is a versatile crop that can be used to make an entire menu of products, from farine to cassava flour, cassava punch to cassava fruitcake. Let us not forget the beloved cassava pone. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, known as FAO, recognized the transformational potential of cassava in the Caribbean. CARICOM has committed to making cassava a viable alternative to imported wheat flour. To support that goal, FAO offered Caribbean-wide farm field schools for cassava farmers and agriculture experts. In Tobago, that school took 40 farmers into the field. Rasbert Lewis, a farmer employed through the URP program, was one of them.
We I learned up in the farm school. It was great. And we planted the first crop within the farm school one, and we get a good yield from that. Cassava school was really an experience for me. From since I leave it, come out of the farming school, I planted cassava up to today. Right now, I'll crop for myself going, and it's a great strength. So I go say the FAO program make me a little more better than where I was to let me develop cassava program big in Tobago. I know you have some good farmers out here.
FAO's Farm Field School introduced new varieties of cassava to the Tobago farmers. These new varieties have higher yields and can survive even with minimal care. FAO's representative to T&T and Suriname, Rueben Robertson, explains.
So we had about 7 of these different varieties tested in a plot in Tobago to determine their performance. We took the farmers, extension officers, researchers, everybody into the field to see and compare the different varieties alongside each other. And what we found was that the new varieties produce much higher yields, in some cases 3 times. So we are convinced that with improved varieties, with improved management practices, farmers can increase their yields in cassava, they can increase their income per unit area, and at the same time they can improve their livelihoods. A number of the countries, including Trinidad and Tobago, had a high level of imports of cassava logs. And so we felt that whether or not that was just over $1 million in US imports into the country, that the local industry can produce enough to be able to save that foreign exchange.
The Tobago Agribusiness Development Company has big plans for these higher volumes of cassava. The special purpose company is opening an Agroprocessing Factory in the next 3 months. At the factory, cassava will be transformed into all kinds of delicious products. Here's Pathleen Titus, chairman of the Tobago Agribusiness Development Company.
This project, which FAO brought, was very timely, very important, because right now they're building a factory which will do cassava, mainly cassava production, cassava flour, cassava meal, cassava logs. So this project was very timely because you're looking at increased production, new varieties, which this project brought, new varieties with high yields, right? We can contract farmers to grow these varieties for providing the factory with raw material.
The pandemic was a worldwide wake-up call about the urgent need to improve domestic food security. Tobago's cassava industry shows promise for continued development. FAO remains a committed partner in supporting farmers, the THA and the Ministry of Agriculture as T&T grows its agriculture sector and enhances its food security. To learn more about the FAO's work, head over to FAO.org.
United Nations, working hard for you and me, supporting communities and making a better place. United Nations.